Good morning, everyone. We are here at Sandusky Park, and today I'm going to do a putter round. Got my bag, got my putters. The point of today is kind of just some practice, but also to try to train to not only develop a better putter shot, but also make myself throw some lines that I normally wouldn't with my drivers and mids, because I kind of get the disc to shape the shots, but here I kind of have to force the shot, so it allows me to learn certain angles and kind of control the speed to get them to fly how I want. I think putter rounds are great because it kind of helps you develop that touch shot, some speed control, and also just learn some new discs that you don't often throw off the tee. So I think it challenges all skill levels. I think this is something, if you're trying to learn how to throw or get better at disc golf, it's very important to your development. I think throwing putters will teach you a really good form. I think it's just something that is kind of overlooked in the training aspect and growth of disc golf. So let's get out there and play some holes. So on the first hole, I was kind of warming up. I threw a backhand and a forehand. The discs I brought out are a Big Z Roach, and I have some Jawbreaker zones. The reason I brought out the zones, normally I would come out here and play with just the Roach, but I want to work on my forehand with the zone because it's kind of a shot that I've developed this year. So I want to work on that a lot, but I think overall, if you're going to go out and do a putter round, getting like a neutral putter like the Big Z Roach or something a little bit straighter, like a Magnet or a Challenger or anything like that, it's probably a good disc to start with, and usually in probably a little bit more premium plastic if you're going to play the whole round with that. But it's also good to bring out like some Pro D or Jawbreaker just to kind of like break them in. But yeah, so I'll be throwing some forehands and some backhands with the Roach off the tee. So yeah, just pay attention to which disc, Jawbreaker or the Big Z. Now we had to skip hole 3 because they're doing some construction, but that kind of makes me a little bit more excited for hole 4 because hole 4 is 354 feet. So this kind of, with the shape of this hole and the low ceiling, it makes it a 2-shot hole. So what I like about the putter rounds is now I get to actually work on like a par 4 type setting where I know I can't reach it, so it's really about placement. So I'm going to try to place this one as straight as possible, get the distance rather than trying to make the corner. So the second shot will be a little bit shorter, but I might have a little Annie or something like that. So this is what I like about the putter rounds. Kind of makes longer par 3s into par 4s and kind of gets that mental practice as well as not only just the putter practice. So on the last hole I threw both my Big Z roaches. One of them's been in my bag for a few weeks. This one right here is brand new. I noticed right away that the older one that's in my bag kind of floats a little bit more. I almost threw it in the creek, and then I threw this one right after and parked it. So I'm gonna keep trying to break in this new one and kind of get it to get that same glide that that last one had. But yeah, I'm liking the variations of styles that I'm getting right now out of the same disc. So just finished up the front nine. The front nine's a little bit more open than the back, so this is where it'll start to get technical after hole 10. But right now it's 492 feet, slightly downhill. And Nick Carl said if I park this, he's gonna give me all the money in his bank account, so I'm about to be disc golf rich. Flex on him. So I'm not disc golf rich. I left that about 40 feet short. I think if I threw the little bit more overstable one, I might have gotten a flex out of it and got maybe a little closer, but oh well. Now we're on the bigger hole, the 176 foot hole, slight hyzer. Maybe we'll give it a little ace run. I know my putter can shape this hole pretty well. So we're on hole 12 now, 240 feet. This is the first hole that we really have to kind of bend one to the right. So I'm gonna pull out that Z roach and kind of just let it get on that angle and glide down here. Hunter will probably be on the catch cam over there and trying to get it coming in. So hopefully I can execute this shot and work on this turnover game a little bit more. So hole 12 was the turnover hole. What I really focus on that is just hitting the angle more than the power and allowing the disc to glide out of it and try to fight out and get that extra distance. So that's what I kind of did there with the turnover. Here on hole 13 it's a little straighter, so I'm gonna go with the little hyzer approach. I kind of got this tree on the right, but I want to kind of just let it slow down and let the hyzer finish the speed for me, or finish the distance essentially. So soft little hyzer here after the soft little turnover. So we're on hole 14, 237 feet. This one's actually pretty similar to hole 12, but the difference is this one's uphill. So I'm gonna probably use power more so to turn the disc over rather than that soft angle, just so I can get the distance right away. So hopefully I put enough power on it to get to kind of turn late and get up to the basket. Okay, hole 16 now, 231 feet. I feel like I'm on kind of a hot streak right now, so I'm gonna try to push this one a little bit more with the roach. I think it shapes better for a zone, but I want to keep practicing with these because this is what I'm throwing right now in tournaments and stuff like that. So let's see if I can get this one up high and let it glide down to the left rather than trying to force it too long. So here we go. Butter. So we're on the last and final hole, hole 18. It's been a good round so far. Kind of got windy here at the end, but if you notice, my round kind of started out a little slow. Had to get comfortable with throwing the putter off the tee on every hole. So once we got to the back nine, into the woods a little bit more, I was a little bit more controlled. So I think if I was to start over on the front, I'd probably get my distances judged a little better. But I'm happy. I feel like I've improved a little bit. Learned the Big Z Roach quite a bit more. And let's see, 219 feet straight ahead. Let's see if we can draw some metal. Oh, come on! So I wasn't able to sink this one from the tee. Went right off the cage. Got myself a nice little green mark there from these baskets. But I mean, I think this was very successful. Like I said on the tee box, I think I learned a lot about my Big Z Roach, which is kind of a disc that's new in my bag. I threw it in the winter, but never really gave it a chance up until a few weeks ago. I think it's going to elevate my game, especially with the big tournaments coming up. But yeah, I think a putter round is very good to disc golf development. If you have a few extras, go out and just play. Don't try to force anything. Just throw what you know you can do with your putter. And then you'll notice your game developing, especially once you get to the mid-range and drivers. You'll develop probably a little bit quicker arm speed just by throwing the putter, because you'll want to throw it harder naturally, but it'll wobble out at first, and then once you start to learn it, I think that arm speed will increase. So putter rounds are great, mid-range rounds are great, but I think today I shot a 11 under, most of the birdies coming on the back, and yeah, 11 under here at Sandusky Park with just the putter. So look forward to coming out and doing some more videos. Thank you Foundation Disc Golf for putting this together. FoundationDisc.com. Always check them out. New discs dropping all the time. I think some new Discraft stuff is coming out here soon, so keep your eye out on Discraft.com and FoundationDisc.com. And I'll see you guys next time, and maybe we'll do a Foundation face-off here soon. See you guys.